10 News Now update. Joining me is the man of the hour, the viral sensation here at Fox 10, Cory McCloskey. This has been a much anticipated chat here in the newsroom because in the last few days, you've basically become an internet sensation. You were already an Arizona sensation.
You're very kind.
A Fox 10 sensation, but now the whole world knows how talented you are. Guys, for those of you viewing who may have missed it, I don't know how you would have missed it because the video, on YouTube already has 1.7 million views, and that's not counting. We uploaded it separately to Facebook. That has like millions of views too. But basically, Cory had to deal with a weather malfunction, right? Why don't you tell the viewers exactly what happened?
Well, will we be showing it to them as well?
We are going to play it for them, but I just want you to describe it.
Just so we can. Well, a lot of things about the weathercast are things that I do myself, but some things I don't. They're just computer driven, local temperatures, for instance. The map, as we would say, populates itself. So they just sort of show up. I don't have to do anything to them. And I don't worry about that map. It's not something I would really look at ahead of time because it's never been a problem, ever. So when I turned around to the map and I saw the quadruple digit temperatures, me, I immediately thought, I think this will be fun. But half the time I'm just entertaining myself.
Sure.
So that's kind of how it all happened, and it was so fun. I must give credit to my good friend Anna Ketty, who was directing that day. She saw that Rick and Kristen were off camera, kind of getting up on the monitor and trying to see what we were looking at, and they were starting to laugh too. So getting their reaction along with me, that made it really fun for me, because it's always nice to have an audience. Am I right?
Right. So I think we should just show the viewers the video. Look. Okay. Well, let me go over here. Oh, side note, I'm just pulling up my Facebook page. You know how they have the trending topics on the right-hand corner? What's that right here I see?
Well, I've heard that someone...
Right here.
Oh, what? Mitt Romney knocked me out of first place?
Yeah, you were in first place earlier.
What?
But right here, I know, Mitt Romney, over the course of the last hour and a half, announced he wasn't running for president. But I will say, earlier in the morning, you were number one. I came into work, turned on my computer, opened Facebook at 8 a.m., and I'm like, Wickenburg, Arizona. Why is Wickenburg trend? And I was like, oh my God, that's Cory.
You think they're not excited out Wickenburg?
Oh yeah, Wickenburg is super popular now. Well, you know what's funny? Everyone's talking about Wickenburg. I swear there was another temperature on there that was warmer than Wickenburg.
I know. I gave the Wickenburg the shout out.
You did.
I did say that they were total loss. So this is our way of throwing them a bone.
Right. So basically, you can see. I mean, this is just my feed currently. All the different. Random people sharing it. Dig. Someone else who's verified, Jerry Doyle, Meteor, another. This is the thing. America's Funniest Home Videos.
Now that's something
SBS
everyone
News.
loves.
I mean, this is huge. You're literally being, and this is just a fraction. What's trending, which is a huge viral show.
Well, let's give people a look at what caused it all.
Okay, let's go there now. This is the YouTube video, so you can see 1.8 million
She looks
views.
familiar.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
She's the real reason
She's pretty popular.
She's the reason you got 1.8 million views. Just kidding. Okay, but I just want to show this 1.8 million views. We're gonna go full screen now.
1.8 million. Oh, on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Kim, each month millions.
Oh, we have to sit.
We
through
need
this.
to wait through.
Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll skip it.
I was asked. Okay, here we go.
We'll bring you on into the temps, and we're all doing okay. Wow, 750 degrees in Gila Bend right now, and 1,270 in Ahwatukee. Now I'm not authorized to evacuate Ahwatukee, but this temperature seems pretty high.
Cave Creek is really
Yeah, Cave Creek, Fountain Hills, they don't look good either. And frankly, Wickenburg is a total loss. Oh my God. You might as well just get out of anywhere along this 60 here. It's very warm. Surprise is starting to heat up as well at 1,300 degrees. So again, the safe spots seem to be Chandler and Mesa. Scottsdale is doing okay so far, but you're sort of surrounded by some pretty intense heat. So, again, I'm not your dad, but I would get out while you still can. I think steel boils at about this temperature, so Cave Creek, there's probably nothing left up there right now. So don't even bother looting up there. It's not going to be worth it.
Well, I have to admit, I was having a lot of fun with that thing.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
But, when it was all done, I will have to say this too. That's kind of the way our morning show goes, and sometimes the noon show. It's sort of like a loose collection of nonsense.
I love our morning show.
It's really fun.
It's so fun. And you know what? I think at the end of the day, you just showcase what your job is all about. Improvisation, going with the flow, like handling situations.
Yeah, well, and thank you. It's a high
amazing.
compliment. I often feel like what I think most news people, or weather people especially, we feel like our, whatever our contribution to the world is at the ends of our lives, what is it? It's new every day, and nobody remembers a single thing that, no one's looking back at a forecast from 8 years ago. But if you can give people a laugh or a couple of smiles, that's fun. And those are the things that I always appreciate if I'm out, at a grocery store or wherever. And when people come up to us, and they do all the time, they'll say, hey, you really make the morning fun. Or we love the shenanigans, or whatever it is.
And
or
your
like
live
what you do with
shots
the
are
kids.
so fun.
Well,
I mean, I sit
thank
here
you.
because I'm preparing for our news now at 10, and I'm always entertained by your live shots.
Well, thanks, gosh. I wasn't coming here to get massaged all morning. But this is pretty nice. Well, and again, the nice thing is they really kind of let us do whatever we want,
Sure.
and that's kind of if I may, I might as well compliment those who might be listening behind their backs. But the whole Fox structure is
Sure.
whatever you're good at, they just kind of let you alone. Just go ahead and do it.
Just do you.
It's one less thing for other people to worry
Right.
about. It's, as long as you're good at your
Right, because
job.
they like what you do, and that's why they hired you
Well,
to
I
do what
guess
you
so.
do.
Well, so far so good. Someday this is what you'll hear. Hey, look at this video of Cory's last day at Fox 10. It's hilarious. So I don't know when that will happen, but
Let's hope it's the day that you choose to retire,
I hope
not
so.
some other way. All right. Well, we have
never
a
know.
ton of questions both from Facebook and YouTube, so
Oh,
let's
good.
go ahead and bring up some of the YouTube questions from Paladine Butters. Cory, what was going through your mind when the temperature went out of whack?
really I immediately thought this will really be fun, because when you're your own producer, as most weather people are, you do your own graphics, and that one I didn't do. The computer did it for me, but you know that you're kind of out there on your own anyway. Nobody can really save you. There's not a co-weather anchor to
Sure.
help you out. So I always, if things go to, how far can we go with the profanity on the show?
You're fairly.
I
it's the
never
internet.
even use profanity.
It's the internet. So
I'm
what
totally
word were you going
kidding.
to say?
Goes to poo.
Okay,
if
that other word.
I
You
know.
could have said that.
Well, if that happens, then it's always even more fun for me,
Right.
because I know that we can have a good time with it. And Rick and Kristen, they're total pros, so you can bat the ball over the fence if you have to with them. So that's kind of what I was thinking, that this will be a fun time.
Absolutely.
And who was that?
That was Paladine Butters.
Paladin Butters. Mm-hmm. Golly.
Cool name.
I would either like to buy that product or name a child. That's a cool name.
We have another question from YouTube. Shirley Burton. Has Cory ever done any improv comedy? That's a good question. Have you?
Well, aren't you nice? I'm supposed to. I need to ask these things before I do them, but I do have a plan.
To do improv.
Yes, and it was before all this happened, but yeah, at the and I haven't passed this by all of the Fox management yet, so maybe I'll be shut down on it. I hope not, but yeah, I plan to do, or I've been scheduled so far at the Tempe Improv.
Really?
I know.
When?
I think it's April 11th.
That's a Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's a Saturday night.
So I'm not a
It's
headliner
competing
or
with
anything.
Coachella, though. I'm
Oh,
just kidding.
yeah.
I'm not kidding. It actually is. But you know what? I'll be there. I'll be there at the improv.
Well,
instead.
that would be fun. Yeah, I'll try to get some noise out about it ahead of
That's
time. But I've
amazing.
been collecting, bits.
Well, the
all
Tempe
boys.
Improv is more stand-up. It's a stand-up comedy.
Oh yes.
Venue.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. She was asking about
Improv
have I
comedy.
done improv. Well, it's kind of like my job almost every day.
Yeah.
But when I do appear there, I think there will be a lot of yakking back and forth with the crowd. That's
Okay.
kind of my style.
Well, that's the
anyway.
thing. A lot of stand-up comedy is improvisation because you are bantering with the crowd and you're trying to do crowd work in addition to your bits.
I'm sure there will be some heckling. I get that at home. No, I kid. That's what I do.
All right, another YouTube will comment. Rachel Favela, she's a dedicated viewer of Fox 10 News now. Rachel, thank you for always interacting.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Cory, thank you again for signing my daughter's journal on the zip trip in Glendale.
Oh, good.
She was sad she missed you, but she couldn't believe the mishap. You were also very sweet. You know what I learned from Rachel yesterday? I think she was telling us
Yeah.
that her daughter wants to be a meteorologist.
I know.
Yeah.
I met her and
Yeah.
her daughter.
Yeah, so
Well, I always
she's
tell.
just saying thanks.
Yeah. Well, for any moms out there or dads who, or youngsters who want to get into this business, I mean, there are all kinds of ways to prepare for it, but I always tell kids, get up in front of your class as much as you can. You know, if it's time for the oral report, be first. You know, get your hand up first. Just get it out of the way, and don't be afraid to really let yourself fly. Get into the band, get into the school plays, you know, those kinds of things. The more you're in front of people, the more comfortable you'll be. And boy, in this business, that's what it's all about, of course. Because people enjoy knowing that you are having fun or that you feel comfortable in what you're doing. Then the viewer can relax.
Absolutely.
So, anyway.
So I know.
God bless you. Cough switch. While oh, that's right. You're representing a coffee company.
I know.
I, of course, I don't get any sponsorship from this company, but boy, oh boy, have I guzzled a lot of it over the years.
If Diet Coke just gets another 1.7 million views, then they owe you something. Can I just realized this chair was lower because of Steve Kraft. Can we raise it? Because I'm like taller than you right now, which doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I'm afraid that my head will go out of the
No,
front.
there
My
you go.
hair's
Okay,
kind of
now
tall.
we're good.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, we're good.
Do I need to be closer?
No, you can do whatever you want. I just
like
felt
the
like
whole
as a
setup.
viewer, I didn't want the viewers to think that you were really 5'2" and I was 5'8".
Oh, no. We'll
No,
just
no.
sit as I normally would sit. How's this working? There we go.
I really like this question from Tyrant Ash.
Tyrant?
Tyrant Ash? Ashy? Ash?
We've got Paladin and Tyrant. Go ahead,
Last name,
Tyrant.
but-
I love your name.
Do you know exactly what went wrong?
No, I don't. The crazy numbers that popped up on my screen, they were there. Those numbers update, you know, regional temperatures like that, like 6 after the hour. The airports report them.
Okay.
And then at about 36 after the hour. So that was the 6 after 12 numbers those were those numbers. By 12:36, they were all back to normal. So my own sister, Paige, are you watching, Paige, back in Pennsylvania? She said, "Hey, did you just do that? So you'd have something funny to do?" I said, "Man, if I'd known I'd have gotten this reaction, I'd do it twice a month." But no, it was a fortuitous accident for sure.
All right. Well, we actually have a ton of questions also from Facebook, so I'm going to go over to our Facebook question now.
Right.
Becky Rovenstein. Cory, where do you get all your energy from? You are such a fun person. Plus, 12 other people agreed. They gave that comment a
Really?
like.
Let me take a closer look at Becky's. Now, see, look at Becky. She looks like a fun person.
She is.
Does
She looks really
not?
nice.
And she looks very energetic herself. I'm not sure. I think that my day is it's just shifted forward. I think most people, you know, I think we all have plenty of energy around 10 in the morning, you know, once we all get to work. But for me, I'm getting to work at 3:30 in the morning or something like that. So I know it's unusual for people at home to, you know, you're waking up and you're flicking that sand out of your eye, and then, you know, I'm having a steak or, you know, welding together a jail cell. Who knows what we could be doing. But I think that our energy just comes earlier in the day than most people. But the nice thing, too, about working here, and you know this, too, because you're in early, once you're in, you're just... I mean, everything kind of gets going.
Right.
And
It's go, go, go as soon as you get in the door.
And this job, it kind of weeds out the people who aren't set up that way. And I would say that everyone loves to get up so early, and, you know, it's kind of an insult every morning when the alarm clock goes off. But we all kind of feed off of each other's energy. You know, Ron's ready to go, Rick's totally jazzed, and Kristen, you know, all of us. So it's fun to just get moving. And so anyway, I need to keep my answers shorter. But thank you, Becky Rovenstein, for asking where all of my energy comes from.
That is a good question. I actually have my own question. I don't know if any of our viewers asked this on Facebook, but for viewers who, you know, don't know what working a morning show is like, what's your day-to-day life schedule? When do you sleep? How do you adjust your day, given that you
I'm
have to wake
asleep
up?
right now. No, I get up around 3:15 or 3 o'clock. Sometimes earlier. Today I was up quite early because I had some things to do with the New York stations. But I get up pretty early, jump in the shower, shave in the shower. I used to have to, in our current home, it's a separate, there's a door to the bathroom. In other homes, of hours, there have not been. So I've had to do everything in the dark. I don't want to wake anyone.
Sure.
So, I can perform every operation in the pitch black. Like if my eyes were to, like a mole, or if I would live long enough so that my eyes wouldn't be needed anymore, I could live in the dark like one of these deep sea creatures. But anyway, jump in the car and I'm here by about 3:45 or something like that, and then we just ram through the show, and it is a rollicking ride. If you're here watching because you saw whatever we did on the web, and I'm glad you're here, then you should watch us online because it is a really fun show. There aren't really any rules to it. We just have a great time.
And it's streaming every morning
I know,
on fox10phoenix.com for those viewers who think you just have to tune in on TV.
Yeah.
You can actually watch online, on the go, on your phone.
I know. It's
everywhere.
really cool. And I'll do that sometimes if I'm on vacation, I'll check in, or even if I'm out on the job site, I can put our own app on and watch what's happening back at the station. But anyway, the show flies by, and after all these years, I've never once been on, during the show, and never once thought, when will this be over?
When do you sleep?
Because it goes so fast.
When do you sleep? Do you take naps right after and then do you split your sleep? I know some people who do that.
No, my day's pretty normal after work, but I go to bed early.
Like 7?
Yeah, if I can get in the 7 o'clock hour, that is fantastic. But some days, these are the kinds of things we brag to each other about. I'd like to say, like you and I are in the green room, you're putting your eyelashes on.
Oh, you're telling everyone that
So
they're
am
fake.
I.
Yes, guys, my eyelashes are fake.
They are.
Corey just called me out.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, you didn't? I thought, because I always do that in the green room over here.
No, I had
Well,
no
now
idea.
the whole world knows. It's a running joke amongst the
Turn
bosses
to the side
here.
so we can get your profile. Oh, look how beautiful they are.
Jeff Moriarty, our social media manager, just nicknamed me Lashes because I complain when I don't have them.
There are worse nicknames for sure.
You know what, guys? These are fake, but I'm just being honest and real. Because a lot of women out there also wear fake lashes, and there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, there's no.
They just
there's
make
no
your eyes
shame in
pop,
it.
okay?
Well, if we were there together at the mirror, I would say, "Hey, Samia, you know what time I went to bed last night?" And you'd say, "We'll do some improv right now."
Okay.
You know what time I went to bed?
What you got?
You're gonna hate it. Are you sure you want to hear it?
What? Is it 6?
3:30.
PM?
All the way through to 3:30. Yeah. So then you would get that look on your face, and there'd be a lot of. I know. See, that's what we do. Those are the kinds of things we torture.
I went
each other
to bed at 9. I slept 5.5 hours. I need Starbucks right now. The problem is when I get into work, there's no Starbucks open at 3:30 in the morning.
You're reduced to the 7th Ave and Van Buren McDonald's. That's all we've got for you.
That was our improv right there.
Yeah, and scene.
Yeah.
But anyway,
but
that's
I have
when
done
I
improv training, so that's the difference.
Obviously.
Yeah, you know.
So I'm in bed by 7-ish, unless, you know.
What if you want to watch primetime television? You know, Fox has great primetime sitcoms. How do you watch, Mindy Project, New Girl, Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I'm just naming my 3 favorite primetime shows that happen to be on Fox, by the way.
I don't get to see much of evening television. I understand Johnny Carson is retiring. So I'm trying to catch up on all of that stuff.
There are so many comments on YouTube right now. I'm just watching. It's crazy.
Yeah, I want to get
we have
to what they're
500
into.
comments right now. I can't even read them all.
Well, let's hear what they're asking.
And we have the Facebook questions. And let's go back to YouTube for a second. Give a shout out to Je ne sais quoi. That's French. How do you say that?
Je ne sais quoi.
Is the same program that does your weather created by the same company that counted Bush's votes in 2004?
Yes, you could probably detect the little Chad that was off to the very edge of the screen. It can cause a problem, but no, I don't want to call out any. I'm not even sure what generated the problem, but nevertheless, it sure
we should thank them.
Yeah, I know. It's made for a lot of fun.
You should send them a gift basket, the company. Thanks for making me internet famous. You should. They deserve
an edible arrangement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay, now back to, I want to know what our Facebook viewers are saying.
I do too.
All right. Go bling. Let me pull that up for you guys. Veronica Rodriguez. Corey, what was the craziest fun you have had at a school? What is the craziest thing you have seen when working? Who gave you your name?
Okay. Well, part 1, the craziest thing that has happened at the school, well, there have been many crazy events. I pulled a child's tooth once out of school. I was asking, because, the loose tooth zone for most front teeth kids about first grade, first and second grade. Most of the kindergartners still have their front teeth unless they've been rotted out by whatever they're drinking all the time.
Starbucks.
But so
Diet
anyway,
Coke.
I'll ask who's got a loose tooth, just for fun, and they're raising their hands, and there was a little girl there. I mean, it was one of those kinds where you push it with your tongue and it goes like straight out. So it's ready to go.
Sure.
And I'm kind of a veteran tooth puller. 3 daughters. I pulled many teeth. And I said, honey, would you like me to just pull it for you? You won't even know. And all of a sudden it'll be out. And she said, okay. So I said, all right, well, we'll do it in about 2 minutes. And then when we came back live on the air, I got a little piece of tissue and I said, are you ready? And she said, and so gunk, I yanked it out. And of course, 99.4% of Americans thought that was super fun. 0.06 of Americans, or 0.6, thought it was the most horrible thing they'd ever seen. What right have I to pull someone's tooth? How sterile was my hand? Do the girl's parents know about it? I mean, and in those cases, my thought is usually, shut up. We all lose our teeth. No one's ever died from having a front tooth pulled. So let's just move ahead from, anyway, but that was super fun. Craziest thing that I've seen when working, there's not much nudity on the show. So I kind of discount that. I may have to come back to that one because there's so much to choose from that I'm not sure. Who gave me my name? Like many children, my parents were involved in that part. But I thought that I was named for a dentist, a Dr. Cory, until I was about 11 when my sister Paige said, dentist? You were named after a coffee pot, which I did realize was true.
There's a coffee pot named Cory?
There's a restaurant, there's like sort of an industrial coffee company called the Cory Company that served restaurants in the 60s. And they may still be in business, but the name Cory was on the coffee pot. And they, big vats of coffee and, diners and so forth had them. And my mom worked as a waitress when I was young. And
that's so interesting.
And before she had me, and so that's how I got my name.
That's actually a really cool story.
It is a cool story.
Yeah.
So thanks, Mom.
Aww.
Susan, she lives in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, by the way.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question from Facebook. Let's go over there now.
Is this interesting to people? Because I have no idea.
People are loving it. I think so. They're loving this.
Because I don't want to be boring anyone.
No. Well, I'm gonna before I guess I go to.
Some people are saying too late.
No. I have I'm just reading the YouTube comments on my phone as you chat. Megan Cruz, I met Cory once when I was a kid. My Girl Scout troop visited the station he worked for in Quincy, Illinois.
Yay!
That's so crazy.
Wonder what Megan's maiden name is. She's probably married by now.
Jason Matthews is asking, have there been other
Megan.
mess-ups on the show as hilarious as this one? It's a good question.
That's a good question,
it is.
too.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. We regularly have meltdowns of that type, but we just are able to roll with it.
Right.
And that's the nice thing about a morning show, especially. See, I should have all these kinds of questions in a holster, so I'm ready with a crazy story. Let me chew on that. Let me get back to it.
Okay, well, this is a question. Apparently, a lot of people on YouTube really want to know who your favorite Pokemon character is. I don't know how familiar you are with Pokemon, but they really want to know.
That's interesting.
This is amazing. You guys are funny.
I have to admit, I know a little bit more about My Little Pony than Pokemon.
Just call it Pikachu.
Yeah, it seems very pedestrian. I'm so sorry. The Pokemon craze passed me by because we had all girls, not really into Pokemon so much.
What were they into? My Little Pony. What else?
Oh my gosh, My Little Pony. We've got like half a bushel of Barbie shoes still somewhere in the house. Yeah, those were their things.
Care Bears? Is that like before their
earlier.
time?
Yes.
That was my generation. Care Bears.
Yeah. Weren't they frightening?
I thought they were really cute.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see. what else people are saying. Actually, we'll go back to a YouTube question in the meantime while I read, a Facebook question in the meantime while I read these YouTube comments. Brent Johnston, Cory, this is a two-part question for you. First off, how do you get your hair so luscious? And how often do you make spontaneous visits known to the public? So we can go meet you, of course. You're famous, bro.
Oh, Brent Johnston. Now, I appreciate that sort of a question from a fella who obviously cares about his own hair and his own hairstyle. My hair routine is rather, it's pretty simple. Now, so far I have all of my hair. I don't doubt that someday it will all go away, but so far so good. And I'm on this new kick, Samia, where I've given up washing my hair. I just go with a hot rinse, I mean, I give it a good scrub.
So no shampoo, no conditioner?
No, I'm done with shampoo. Maybe for the rest of my life. And this has been for, I don't know, a good year or so. But I spray the darn thing every day. So here's the way it works. Get up, get in the shower, whatever, hot rinse, I wash the rest of myself. I'm very fastidious. You could do surgery on me. Or use me as a surgical table. I'm that clean. But once I get to work, I've just got a wet head. I don't do anything with my hair till I get to the station. Then I get into the green room, wet it down again, towel it dry. I've got a blow dryer back there. It's a Revlon, 1600 watts. I'm more about...
You're really just promoting all these brands
I know.
Right now.
Well, I'm more about velocity than heat. I need a lot of wind going there. But anyway, we get her mostly dry, and then comes the spray. I like to go with an 8 or above on the numbers. You can get a swab. I go with a swab. I'm very cheap.
Hairspray?
Yes. Nothing. It's going to be gone tomorrow anyway. So why do I spend $8 on a hairspray? I go with a cheapie and something to kind of freeze it in place, and boom, there it is. So I like a little bit of lift in the front. Now, I've been out in the rain today, so I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, but
it still looks good.
Well, thank you.
I think our viewers like it.
Now, I would be much more adventurous with my hair if I were contractually allowed to be, but I kind of have to maintain a hairstyle.
Yeah, you have to get approval when you change it.
I do.
Yeah, no, I know the contracts.
This is what I know. This is what I've settled on. I used to be a lot darker haired when I was in Quincy, Illinois, where I did the weather for many years. But, 330 days of sunshine out here, Samia. This is what's going to happen.
It looks great.
Plus, I get it painted about every 3 weeks.
There's so many questions and comments. There's too many for me to scroll, but I do want to pull up one. I actually really like this one from John RK. John RK2.
He's trouble. Oh, 2?
John
He's
RK
worse.
Second.
Go ahead.
Cory, how do you know it wasn't one of your coworkers trying to prank you?
I don't know that. But if I do get to the bottom of it, we are going to split the biggest steak you've ever seen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think any one of my coworkers really has the gumption, I'll leave it at that, to get into that computer and mess with it. Besides just yanking out the plug, no, we don't fool with each other's stuff. I'm sure that didn't happen.
And then this question from Wrights. The name is just Wrights in a period. Do you think that if it happened again, it would be as special?
Isn't that a great sound? Oh, that's a good question. If this happened again, would it be as special? I can't imagine it. I think immediately the blowback would be, oh, that was a fake or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I don't doubt that other things might happen that could be equally wacky, but the nice thing about that little event was it was short, it didn't go on forever, it was all kind of self-contained.
Sure.
It had all the elements of fun that I think are fun anyway, and even when I watch it back, it still kind of makes me laugh.
Right.
So I'm really glad that everyone else has gotten a charge out of it. I just like the idea of in Cave Creek, I like the idea of the town being so decimated that even the looters have nothing to do, Like, don't even bother going out there.
I'm obsessed with these YouTube commenters right now. Some of them are so funny. Again, this is just a joke,
I love
obviously.
you guys.
But Jose Gonzalez, are you doing this interview just so you don't get fined? A reference to Marshall Lynn.
In reference to what?
Are you doing this interview just so you don't get fined? You know, NFL
Who would
media.
find me?
You know, well, I mean, like the authorities, because you know, on NFL Media Day.
Oh, yeah. I'm just
here
so I don't get fined. That's good.
I love that, Jose. That's amazing.
Funny.
That
Sorry,
was really
I didn't
funny.
catch that at first.
It's okay.
I
It's been
missed
a long
Media Day.
You were here doing the weather. Okay, Jordan Wilson. Okay, Cory, got a question. When did you realize you wanted to be a weatherman, and how did you get into the field?
Oh, that's very kind to ask. Hi, Jordan. Well, when I was a little kid, all I wanted to be was the center of attention. So, mission accomplished. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to do as I got older, but I knew I liked fooling around like we're doing right now. I thought, you know, if you could make a living doing that, that would be fun. But I went off to college, to Wheaton College in the Chicago area. I wasn't sure exactly why I was there, but I thought maybe something in television, but I didn't have any clear focus. So I was there for a couple of years. I ended up leaving Wheaton and then my 20s were like a crazy,
Tell me about them.
ridiculous stretch.
I want to know.
Well,
I guess in a concise form.
Yeah. Well, I brought something. I ended up working, of all things, I brought these along today because I was fooling around this morning with the Fox station in Philadelphia, where I lived for many years. And while I was there, I made my living as a model.
Oh, you were a model.
It's crazy. Right. So I was fooling with the Fox Philly people to say, oh, I'm sure your viewers recognize me from Strawbridge and Clothier's Back to School catalog in 1986.
Share. Because our viewers, I mean, if you shared that with Philly and all the Philly viewers, I think all our viewers here in Phoenix and worldwide that are watching need to see this.
This is the portfolio.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Oops.
Can I just...
Oh, wow. Well, I didn't know that was happening. Well, so
let's look at like Cory.
Well, you can page through all that
Cory
nonsense.
from his 20s and current Cory. Cory, look at the camera so people can have a shot back. Can you do that same pose with your arms?
I think I could.
I just want to see like Cory of today. No, mine is to keep your shirt on, but you have that, and then put your other hand right there. Look at the camera. I'm sorry, this is amazing.
Yeah. Now, of course, you may recognize me from Outdoor Life.
No.
I'm not much of a hunter, but I could pretend to be a hunter.
I'm just going to show, these are all of you.
Yeah.
You look so different. I mean, I guess you wouldn't have other people.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's how I was making my living back then, and oh, here we are. This is a funny little shot. This is from Outdoor Life magazine, a little spread on fashion for guys, but those shoes are about a size 8. I wear a 10.5. They said, look, it's only going to take like 3 minutes to do this shot. So that's the kind of stuff that I was up to back in those days. But I also acquired an agent for acting purposes.
Oh, cool.
So
can I
go ahead.
Oh no, continue.
No.
Tell the story.
Well, I had some minor successes. Oh, this is a favorite. Let's see. Well, this is an underwear ad, of course. Now, let's see. Yeah, that would be me.
Right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I slicked my hair back for that ad because
amazing.
I was afraid that my mom might see it, even though she was hundreds of miles away.
I think this camera is easier to access, so I might switch cameras real quick just to show our viewers other pictures of you.
So, very good.
You can talk to them here.
Throughout my 20s, that's kind of what I was doing, and I had a few appearances on Another World. I had a short run of episodes with them. I did some stage work and all the things that actors do to kind of cobble together their living.
Who's this child?
That child probably has grandchildren
of
his own by now. I don't know. He was a prop baby that we had on that set that day.
Bugle Boy?
Oh, everybody. Were you rocking some? Your mom was probably wearing, or your dad was probably wearing Bugle Boy. But once I got to, I don't know, it was about 28 or 29, we realized maybe we would want to have some babies someday. So I was sitting on the sofa with my wife and watching the news in Philly, and the weather guy came on, and I said, you know, honey, I think I could do that job. And she said, well, why don't you just call the guy up, see how he got his job. And his name is Dave Roberts. He retired in about 2009 from Action News in Philly. But anyway, he was so kind. He said, well, what are you doing now? And I said, well, I'm an actor. He said, well, you got about half of this job licked. And he said, well, my phone's blowing up now. He said, go back to school, get your degree, and then get an internship at a TV station. And while you're doing it, try to get into the weather side of things. And, trade you this. This is the really horrible stuff in this portfolio. But anyway, turns out that where my wife grew up, in a little town in Illinois, there was a college and two
Champaign,
TV...
Urbana?
No, Quincy, Illinois,
Quincy.
actually. And they had a college and 2 TV stations. And we thought, okay, maybe we can... Is this our camera?
We're on this camera still.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Maybe I could get into college there and get an internship at one of the stations. Well, before I even got the internship, I wangled a part-time job at the station. And, oh gosh, I don't know what is happening in that photograph. I don't know what sort of emergency I'm
When am I pulling? What is
undergoing.
this?
That's
Guess?
Guess. Yeah, I'm pawing at this girl for no reason, really. But anyhow,
This is amazing. There's so much here.
It was really fun way to make a living.
The Secret Life of Cory McCloskey.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is my
Which
favorite.
one?
Fall '85. Yeah, where were you back then? Oops, I'm sorry. When everyone was going, this is me right. It's right over here. This guy there.
Okay, let's.
But I don't know. There's something about I'm wearing the same sweater today, probably, that I was wearing that day.
There's so many. Oh my god. You were just like, when you introduced that, you were just like, oh, I did a little bit of modeling. I mean, the way you made it seem, I was like, oh, maybe you appeared in 1 or 2 things. You have like hundreds of things you've appeared in, if not thousands. I mean, this is just what you've clipped. It's amazing.
Philadelphia was by no means the hub of the fashion universe.
So cool.
But it did have, heads up.
Oops.
It did have several, kind of old-time, family-owned department stores. So there's enough work to keep some guys kind of busy. But anyway, I wangled a part-time job at a little TV station, WGEM, in Quincy, Illinois. I say little, it was a small town, but a very great operation that really liked to keep its people for as long as possible.
Sure.
They paid so well that people were willing to stay. And what was kind of a small market for a long time. But anyway, the news director one day, I had just started this part-time job, and a 15-year-old girl, her name was Michelle Haganaw, she was showing me how to run the studio camera. I don't even know how she got a job. Can you work when you're 15? But anyway, she said she was kind of showing me what to do, and the news director says, he was also the anchor, he says, hey, it's Cory, right? I said, yeah. He said, well, how'd you get to Quincy? What's your story? And anyway, the sports came on, so we went around the corner of the studio, and he said, hey, you're a sharp-looking fella. You seem to have a vigorous personality. Would you be interested in auditioning for the weather job? Like,
that's exactly why you came here.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And so that's how it all worked. So anyway, I ended up at that station for 13 great years.
That's amazing.
And I've been here in Phoenix about the same amount of time.
That's amazing. We have so many questions. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get to all of them.
I can probably do a couple more. I've got a school full of kids who are coming in for a little tour. But
awesome.
Maybe another 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay, cool. So let's see, real quick. Caitlin Asbury just says hello to Cory.
Hi, Caitlin.
Elishiva Esther Rishan, what advice would you give to weathermen and weatherwomen over here in New York? Because honestly, our weather people are super boring.
Oh, Mike Woods is over there. I was talking to him this morning. Well, here's one thing. In Phoenix, the whole lifestyle here is not in every way, but in many ways it's kind of resort-like. People come here, the weather's always great, and there's a little bit of a looser feel to things, so I'm able to do more than, if I were doing a morning show in Cleveland or in Milwaukee, things are dark and gray and depressing, and so you can't have quite as much fun there. So I don't blame anybody for not having as much fun as we do, because we do have a good time.
All right, I'm going to go to a Facebook question again. Right. Lisa Adams Lara Vier. I don't absolutely love this. Have you always been quick quick with wit. Who influenced your personality the most growing up? And lastly, you're not going to let anyone steal you away from Phoenix,
Oh,
right?
I'm under an ironclad contract. But who influenced me? Well, I had a very funny father. I mean, he was a funny guy. And my sisters and my brother, we laugh so much when we get together. But here's my dad. This is an example of what would make me laugh as a kid. We're watching Hawaii Five-0, my dad and I. Maybe it's about 1975 or so. And the credits are rolling at the end of the show, and we're sitting there. We always watched it together. And it was like, Jack Lord as Steve McGarrett, and the names are coming up. And it comes up Cam Fong as Chin Ho. And my dad looks at me and says, why bother? Like, why not just keep the guy's name?
Right.
Like John Smith as Ed Jones. What's the difference? At least for Americans. But anyway, my dad was a funny guy, and I know he would have loved, he's gone now, but he would have loved seeing this whole craziness happen.
All right, we have another question/comment. This is a funny one. Yilam Divad. Do I have to look for lava flows when I travel to Phoenix this weekend?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Do not stay in the city. One does not know what lies beyond the borders.
Definitely
of the
not
valley
Wickenburg.
itself.
Definitely not Wickenburg.
I'm so sorry for Wickenburg, as they say, a total loss.
Yeah, what do you have to say to the people of Wickenburg now that you've put them on the map, literally and figuratively?
Well, I assume there will be a lot of fossil hunters, perhaps modern-day archaeologists who will want to investigate Wickenburg to see what is left up there. But I haven't been. I'm only going by the data that I saw on my screen. So perhaps I shouldn't go off half-cocked on Wickenburg. There are nice people, or were nice people.
Right.
I'm not sure what the devastation is like up that way, but maybe you should drive out yourself. Keep going until it looks too dangerous. It's right out Route 60, easy to find.
I actually hope that for all the people that are coming into town this weekend for either the Phoenix Open or the Super Bowl, I want someone out there to drive out to Wickenburg just because of you in this forecast.
Oh, I
think that'd be amazing. I hope people do that.
I hope so too. Am I seeing the time? They're 11:16.
Yeah. Do you need to
good.
leave?
No, we've got more time.
Okay, good. Okay.
We have till about 11:30.
Okay, 11:28, because I don't want to keep the kids waiting too long.
Oh no! Well, they were scheduled for 11.
Okay, so they were just early. All right. Well, we have a question from Colette Dixon on Facebook. When is the zip trip coming to Queen Creek / Santan Valley?
I would love that. You know what might be a great idea? I don't know if this would work or not because I don't have any control over the zip trips and their. Hey, Mary, they're yelling about taking a zip trip to Queen Creek. Yeah, in the Santan Valley. Come on over. Everyone says, hey, who's this Mary?
Mary, do you want to come say hi?
Come in between us, Mary. This is Mary Morse, our exec. Look at her beautiful hair. And look at this cool jersey she's sporting.
I actually love her outfit today.
Isn't that great? Kabam! Yeah. So Mary's in charge of the zip trip. We'll try to get...
She's in charge of the morning show.
I know,
overall.
she does the whole thing.
She's in charge of Cory, basically.
Oh, it's like raising a 3-year-old ape. Oh, there you go. Zip trips.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I would love to come to Queen Creek. I love Queen Creek. I love your beautiful equestrian center. Have you ever seen that thing? Been down there? If you love horses, they have the most beautiful rodeo arena in America.
My uncle is building a house right now in Santan Valley. He's a Canadian.
Oh, yeah?
He's in Canada, and his vacation home is going to be in Santan Valley. So I'm sure I'll be out there,
it down there.
A lot once the house is built. Another Facebook question: Trisha Roy, does anyone know how to get Cory to come to a school? Well, I guess Cory would know.
Yeah, absolutely. What's fun for the producers and so forth, if you have a child at whatever the school is, just have maybe every kid in your child's class, how we all used to do it, have everyone write a letter, hey, Fox 10, come to our school, and then just throw them all in an envelope and send them here to the station. Our address is on the website. If you just put Fox 10 Phoenix, I know it'll get here. But anyway, do that, and we're out every Wednesday, so we'll hook you up.
All right, another question from Facebook, courtesy of Michelle Soto. Have you been trained in theater and comedy, or does it just come naturally? We sure love watching you, Cory. You're great.
Oh, golly, Michelle Soto, you're so kind. Well, I've done a lot of theater. As I said, my 20s were kind of spent as an actor. I did have an equity card, as they say.
So you're SAG?
No, I'm not SAG. That would be the Stage Actors Union.
Oh, just kidding.
But I was AFTRA. but not
SAG and AFTRA have merged now. Do
Oh,
you know
have
that?
they?
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting any more of my dues. But, so, yeah, I've done a lot of that, and I do love it. I just finished a really fun run of A Christmas Carol at Hale Center Theater in Gilbert. About 20 shows or so this Christmas season. So, and I think I'm going to do it next year. So come see us down there. Hale Theater in Gilbert. It's really a beautiful theater, right kind of next to Liberty Market and Postino, and there's a whole bunch of great restaurants there now. But so yeah, I do enjoy it when I can do it, but I don't get to do it as much. But yeah, thanks for the nice words.
All right, another Facebook question, courtesy of Alicia Ludwig. Cory, you're so awesome. You make the news fun. Thanks for all you do. My question is, how does your wife take your humor? Does she go along with you? Just laugh, shake her head? Haha, thanks. That's a good question.
It varies. I'll say that. Oh, Mary Jane, we laugh a lot. I will say that. And she makes me laugh a ton. So we really do get plenty of laughs in. She's having a great time with this whole thing.
What has her reaction been?
Oh, well, as I said, I get to bed very early.
Sure.
She'll come trucking in, later, maybe after the girls are in bed or whatever. But lately, the last few days, I've been getting a lot of, hey, 6 million views. I'm like, what? What? So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's been really a hilarious ride. So thanks everybody. Thanks for all the shares. If I find interesting, Samia, it's because you're a young person, younger than I. But the way people share things like this, it's especially I've noticed the younger the person is, they don't make a whole bunch of comments on something. Like they see something and then they just type in
like watch this.
6 names of their friends.
Oh, they tag their friends.
They just tag all their friends, and so the implied message is, you'll like this.
Sure.
Or this is it, or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty cool. In fact, this is the crazy part. Where's Kristen? She's not in the newsroom. But anyway, I had said like 3 days before to Kristen Anderson, we were just having some kind of conversation, and I had said to her this exact thing. I said, I wonder how, because she does these viral videos, I said to her, I wonder how that happens. I mean, the mechanics of something getting so super popular, how does that happen? And neither one of us had a really great answer for it. So, and now here it is happening. But the amazing snowballing, it's fascinating.
It is amazing. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to just go through some of our Facebook comments and questions. Let's see. Rachel Favela's mom is convinced that you were a model for Calvin Klein. Is that true? Calvin Klein model?
No, I did not do. I didn't do any work for Calvin Klein. I did some fashion shows for Tommy Hilfiger, but no Calvin Klein. I wish. His ads are pretty darn good. But thanks for thinking that I might have.
A lot of people are referring to you as a god.
I hope that's with a small g, and I hope it's all in jest.
Hopefully.
No, there is but one God. Hardly. I hope. Yeah, don't put me in charge of the universe. Yeah, have you seen Bruce Almighty?
Let's see.
You're just using your phone now, Samia?
I'm reading.
No, you're the most connected person.
I know, because
this
is the easiest way for me to read the YouTube comments, because using on my actual computer, this is just right in my my hands. People, this is so funny. Cory, have you ever considered being a movie star in comedy? Tanya DeWitt asks.
Oh wow. I ever considered being a movie star. I've done a little bit of, some small roles in some movies, but, I was never I never imagined that kind of a thing happening for me. There was always enough fun going around in my life that I never felt like moving to LA. I never felt like moving to Manhattan. That's why I think I ended up getting into the TV business, because I didn't want it badly enough. I didn't want to move to Manhattan and have 6 roommates, including a wife. All of us living together. That wasn't enough of a dream for me. So that's kind of how I got into the weather biz. But yeah, but thanks for asking.
Okay, I'm going to do one last question because I know we have to wrap soon. You have to tend to the elementary school visitors.
Thank you.
So my final question... There are a lot of them just commenting. They all love you so much.
Oh, people are so nice.
It's so cool. People really do like you, Cory.
Oh, golly.
People are saying congrats
this has been
on
the best
becoming...
morning of my life.
Shirley Burton, congrats on becoming a huge viral sensation. All it took was a computer glitch and a great sense of humor. Megan Cruz, nice to see a familiar face go viral. Thanks, Fox 10.
Oh, thanks, Megan.
And Jordan Wolfson, who's asked a couple of questions. Cory, did you ever think you would be an internet sensation like this?
No, and I must say, this has really made me think of how, I mean, for me, this is all kind of happening around me. I'm here at work, but I have people saying to me, hey, did you see you're on this or you're on that? And I said, no, send me a link. I haven't seen it really. But can you imagine, Samia, if what if something's going the other way? I mean, if you've got 7 million people seeing you do something horrible or saying something awful or acting in some really terrible way, and I mean, that would be such a heavy load. So I'm glad, if it must happen to me, I'm glad it was for something that was fun and funny. I can see how crushing it could be to have the whole world suddenly, looking at your dirty laundry, whatever the problem would be. So anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody for all of the shares and all of your very kind words. It's really, really been fun. I know next week we won't even be thinking about it, but it's been a really fun ride while it's been happening. And it's nice to read the comments like, it was so funny. Like 2 days ago, I read somebody's comment on some other website, like in St. Kitts or someplace around the world. But the guy said, let me tell you something. That made my day, and my day was sucking. So...
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to lift people up a little bit. So anyway, I love your show. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining
Watch
me. And
Samia all the time.
Everyone loved Mary, by the way. I was just reading the comments. And Jordan Wolfson, don't think I'm ignoring you. I was just answering the questions about Cory. Jordan, in addition, Jordan, just asked about my hair and how I get it. And I'm like, my hair's okay.
That's
I don't even
half
think
hour right there.
Honestly, it's just washing it and blow drying it and straightening it. It takes a really long time. There's nothing. I don't have a preparation like Cory does. Mine's just really basic.
3-minute deal once I get
yours
started.
is amazing. I think mine's pretty generic, but thank you, Jordan, for your nice, kind words. And thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been super fun. I would love to keep Cory here all morning, but he has to go tend to the elementary
Ron
school
Hoon,
visit.
but I've got some stamina.
You know what? I would have Cory on here
back.
so much more often, but I have to go. Okay? All right.
See ya.
Bye.